Hi there, everyone. I'm going to start this interview series. I mentioned to some of you. I'm going to start by interviewing a most interesting staff person of mine. Maybe I should do each one of my team. I don't know. We have an amazing team, but one of them is Cristina Martinez. We used to say, like, when you talked about the Big Mac, I had a secret sauce or whatever. So that's what Cristina is. She's one of our big secrets to our power as an organization and our influence. She's been with me how many years, Cristina? Did we figure that out yet?
Maybe around like 6+ years.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Yeah. And so she has a good sense for what we do. And she's administratively become a powerhouse with us. We look forward to her. We had looked forward to her getting her degree, and she will. She will. We both know she will. She's too close. She'll tell you in a minute. But we encountered COVID, and particularly our response to COVID. And some of you know what I feel about some of these mandates. But I won't go too deep into that. I just want to say before she starts that for very personal, and it shouldn't matter what the reasons are, and I believe somewhat medical, and clearly some very good scientific reasons, and it doesn't even matter why, actually, she don't want to take it. And I have no problem with people's personal freedoms. And I think it's up to each person to decide. But I have her here for another reason, and that is how that impacted her education. Let's go back, Cristina. Where'd you go to college first? Where'd you go to high school and college? And talk about that.
Okay, yeah. So I went to St. Mary's for high school. And then from there, I went to West LA. And I attended, like, within the 9 districts, I attended, Southwest and Trade Tech. Once I graduated from there, I went directly to Dominguez Hills as a transfer student.
Wonderful. And you've been over there since then and made a big decision. We made a big decision before the pandemic that you would continue with your education, stop and just work with me. I didn't want that to get in the way. And so you worked as a full-time student and worked for me many, many hours per week, a lot of work. But what did you find out? Well, during the pandemic, they were online, right?
Right. Yeah. During the pandemic, they were online. It's just this semester where it seems to be changing, where we might be in person.
And what did they tell you need to do in order to be a student on the campus, even 2 of your classes or 1 even?
So in order for me to be in person at Dominguez, I would need to show proof of my vaccination status, or just tell them about my status.
Now, this is interesting. Did they make it readily easy for you? Not whether you can, was it readily easy for you to know how you could waive it? You're encouraged to waive it if you don't want it.
Yeah, it was just mentioned that there could be an exemption with religious and medical, but that was it.
Yeah, those who watch this, that's a particular concern to us, because most church pastors, and I work for a pastor, aren't willing to give that out. They try to comply with, the laws of the city, and it's very difficult. I've had another student tell me that she couldn't get that, and I certainly have not been authorized to do those. So that's a problem, That's a problem, okay? And so I guess you were faced with the fact that you might not be able to graduate.
Right. That's exactly it. Just because I won't give them my status and my vaccination status, they basically were going to kick me out. They did kick me out of all my courses.
There was a moment in time where you were kicked out.
Yes.
You disenrolled and, hey, come back later.
Yeah, they told me, and I was just out.
Yeah.
Past starts.
But then a little thing called Omicron came along. Tell me what happened all of a sudden.
So yeah, with meaning like with what happened after I got kicked out?
Yeah, what happened to get you to where the situation is now? And I'll talk about that.
Yeah, the day that I got that notice, I kind of emailed staff, and also I believe it was like the president. I don't know exactly to him or to like his office. I emailed them and basically just gave them my thought of how I felt that moment when I noticed that all my courses were dropped, and that I had to show proof of my vaccination status. So that was just very disturbing to me to know that you have to show it whether or not you're vaccinated or not. And so I did send out an email about in regards to my concerns that I had.
Then what changed about your status all of a sudden?
So once I sent out that email, I was able to get my courses back. I got emails back, response about that, they understood my concerns. And I also got a phone call, I believe, from someone from the president's office. If I'm not mistaken, someone left a voicemail and told me, hey, we got your email, we got your concerns. We'll get you enrolled back into your courses.
Now, what do you think? Are you 100% certain? I mean, what if you learned they're going to go back in person in February? What do you think will happen? Are you 100% sure if they go back in person, you'll be allowed on the campus?
I'm still not sure about that.
And I'm not either. Yeah.
There's been another update in regards to now you have to be boosted as well in order to go back into the campus. To be fully vaccinated, you have to be boosted. So that's another concern too, not just for myself, but for others as well, to know that maybe that's like another barrier that by the 14th, that's the day that we need to go back into person, that could all change as well.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you going through all that, Cristina, obviously. And I'm committed to do all I can do about it, and including this interview, and I'm going to let different people see it. My concern, everyone else, is that, look, this is an equity issue too. I mean, I feel like the, Black and brown communities, I mean, Hispanic and Black communities, however you want to say it, there's a lot of vaccine hesitancy, and a lot of it is historic. And some of it's scientific. These students, they read the science a lot more than you think, and they've heard that it might be more likely they'll get some kind of a reaction, which is very rare. I'm going to admit that that's rare, but it's more often that can happen than they die of COVID. So there's that concern. And now there's an additional scientific thing that I'm saying this, and I'm not going to even ask Cristina this, but I'm saying this, that Omicron is not as lethal, and it appears to evade our vaccinations. So our vaccinations don't prevent the spread at all. And I renew my call for CSU. Please protect your elderly professors. I'm not here to criticize that. I think you need to put some policies out that students should not be able to come really close to these professors. And you can use plastic shielding when they teach. You can test when they come to campus. I know there's a shortage of tests now, but you can do some social distancing, especially for your students that are going to graduate. And finally, you have this graduation initiative 2025, where you told me and got me on as a team player, West Angeles and Deacon Wilson, as a team player, to help you to get students through CSU. In fact, I was there testifying for 4 years of math and strengthening the math of students. I've been with you all the way, but I would not be a good partner if I didn't tell you that I'm really concerned about this policy. And I just brought Cristina here that you can see she's a worker with me. I mean, Cristina, she's gonna, y'all decide not to do that, she'll be upset, and she'll just work with me for a year if she can tolerate me. And then she'll come back and finish her, I don't know, hopefully this thing will be gone by then, because a lot of people think Omicron syndrome. But the point is, why should she even have the fear of being interrupted from finishing her degree? Cristina, do you have anybody else in your family that graduated from college, in your immediate family?
No, I would be the first.
So she's first generation. I thought CSU and my friends in CSU, I thought we said that was important to us. She's first generation. Do you have any aunts or uncles or anybody?
No, I'm the first.
Wow.
To be in college, and I believe like even to finish high school and stuff like that. So yeah.
Well, just promise me when you do graduate, you got to invite me to all those parties, boy.
Oh, definitely.
I can imagine what kind of food y'all gonna
have. Right? Yeah.
You know me.
I'm talking about it already, so hopefully that will happen.
All right. Well, I want to thank you, Cristina, very much for doing this. Okay.
Thank you, Deacon. Appreciate your help and your support.
God bless you. I'm praying for you. Bye-bye now.